say, I don't know, probably 25 and 41 were the most debated. 33 was a little smoother. 49 has potential. So why don't we get right into it? I'll kind of read the first, handful of guys, and then we can start cutting this up. Number 1, this is our current rankings. We've got Ridge Lovett, Shane Van Ness, Kyle Parko, Caleb Henson, Brock Mahler, Graham Rooks, Chance Lamer, Jackson Arrington, Dylan D'Amelio, Victor Voinovich. And I'll kind of stop there because that's the top 10. So this weight has a lot of changes. Two things sort of here, but Sammy Sasso was moving up anyways, and now he's dealing with his health problems from the gunshot wound, so he's going to be out of this weight class for various reasons. Yanni has graduated. Austin Gomez. Now here's what I'll say.
He might wrestle again. There's a chance.
I was going to drop that kind of a little surprise thing in the tiers. I'll just say it right now. He could absolutely transfer to Michigan and wrestle for them. Like, that is...
Well, he did sort of...
He's at Michigan. He's at Michigan.
He has in no way transferred to Michigan. He lives in Michigan.
He does live there.
If I live in Ann Arbor, I did not transfer to Michigan. I just live there. Okay.
Man, that's the hardest part, though, Christian. Once you pack your crap up, you get in a van and you go somewhere, then all you have to do is some paperwork after that.
So, and this is no inside information. I know Tyler's my boy, but this is nothing from him or anyone. I just think he's going to be around. They're going to have probably a need. Chance Lamer, who I just said his name, is not at Michigan anymore. He is gone. I don't know what they're going to do at 149. Once those duels start happening and the teams, Austin's going to get that itch. That's just a theory.
Yes,
I don't know if it's going to happen.
It's a very good theory. Bormet already got 3 All-American transfers. Why not a 4th? No, he already got 4. And he could have half his lineup would be All-American transfers. It would be legendary.
Yeah, he's just poached the Big Ten. And you look at 149, how does Austin Gomez not look at this and think, well, I can absolutely win this, right? He's beaten Ridge Lovett.
He beat him multiple times 2 years ago.
Yeah. Now, Ridge is a beast. Shane Van Ness is an emerging element.
But he beat Shane last year in the dual meet also.
That's true.
2 takedowns to 0, I believe.
Should you want to put Gomez in our tiers? Because I think he's a tier 1 guy. For sure.
Until he's declared himself wrestling, I say no, but I think we stay woke on it.
All right, we'll stay woke, but he's also in my tier 1, without a doubt. So this is going to be. I'm going to start it right away with some.
Oh my gosh.
With some heat. So tier 1 for me are people that I think can make the finals and win the tournament, right? And I think that's Ridge, Shane, Caleb Henson, and I'm kind of wavering a little on Parko. Maybe not Parko, but maybe Parko's in, maybe not, but that's where I'm drawing the line. And yes, I know I drew the line right in front of Brock Mahler.
But you jumped over Parko to go to Henson, but man, Kyle Parko had a good year last year.
No doubt.
I gotta pull his WrestleStat up and figure out why you're wrong.
Caleb Henson was a true freshman last year.
Yep.
Was 27-5 with wins over a lot of really good guys, including Brock, including Sammy Sasso. He beat Murin. He beat Yaya.
Mahler, Gomez,
yeah. So he has a lot of really, really good wins. He covered in the Cornell duel, which I got that one right against Ben, as we all recall. That's one of his greatest victories.
And Pinero's not on this list. That's sad.
It is sad. Now, in that vein, does Swiderski? It sounds like Swiderski for sure is moving up. The question is, will he redshirt or not? But if he comes in there, I wouldn't put Casey in tier 1. But
also, I think the plan was to redshirt Pinero this season anyway, potentially. So.
Yes. So either way, so I'm not sure what they're.
Wait, I thought Pinero redshirted his first year.
He gray shirted.
Yeah. That's why
he might not even lose
eligibility.
Got it. Okay.
So that's my tier 1, I think. I just think Henson and Parko are pretty close, and I think Henson is more likely to have a jump at this stage in his career than Kyle.
Yeah, I think you got to throw Kyle in there also.
He's in there.
Okay, you're putting Kyle in now because you were very hesitant on it.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, so we're putting Kyle in there. It does make me sad to hear you not have Brock Mahler in there, but as I look through his stats, I don't know which win of his I'm going to use to argue him in tier 1. But then the other thing is, I feel like when I go below him to Graham Rooks or Chance Lamer, their records are way worse. Like when you look at Graham Rooks had 10 losses last year, kind of like to some not so good guys. Same thing with Chance Lamer. So it's weird because Mahler's like, I can't find the win to justify him moving into tier 1 to argue with you. I wanted to. Okay. But I also look just one step below him, and I'm like, well, these guys lost to a bunch of dudes. And Mahler's losses are Parco, Pinheiro, Parco, and Henson. Right. Yes. And then, even if you go 2 years ago, it's Yaya, Austin O'Connor, and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's like he doesn't really lose to not good guys. So it's almost like I want to put him in tier 1, but I agree with you. I don't see the win there to justify it. And then maybe he's tier 2 island. I don't know. Which we usually don't have islands. Islands are usually tier 1s.
True. I think he's a good candidate for that because I'm not going to remake your point, but there's no one with a real comparable resume to his. Now, if you wanted to say someone like Dylan D'Amelio moving up, maybe had a tier 2 type of resume, but really he was really tough towards the end of the year. But he didn't have that all year long.
He had 14 losses last year, Christian.
Yes.
Brutal.
I'm also excited to see Jackson Arrington this year. Blood round as a true freshman last season. 1 point match with Mahler at NCAAs. So we're looking at somebody who could make a jump
that was
up
really
into the next level.
match.
Jackson Arrington is one of those guys for me.
Arrington was a guy who I was really impressed with in high school. But then he came out and, he didn't really have a big win. He had some kind of he wrestled some guys tough, but he never I guess probably Chance Lamer would be his biggest win in the early part of the season. But then we look at Chance Lamer and it's like, well, Chance Lamer, he was 15-9 last year.
Yeah.
So, he had some big wins at the end, but, his record's not all that great. So, that's one where it's like, yeah, he wrestled a lot of people tough, but he didn't really get over the hump against a real big name. And had a good NCAAs, and kind of same thing with Chance Lamer.
Yeah. So I think Mahler is kind of a tier 2 island kind of guy.
Yes.
And then it's like Rooks, Lamer, Arrington, D'Amelio is probably another group. And then maybe you could slide Voinovich, Abbas, and Real Buto all in there. Yeah. And then maybe cut it off then for a pretty big tier 3.
Man, this weight class really dropped off, huh?
Big time. Yeah.
Lost a lot of big names.
JD, what do you know about incoming freshmen at this weight or potential true freshmen? You can see why Cornell was like, man, could we get freaking Meyer at this weight class?
Who else you guys don't have on any of these lists? So you don't have Meyer, and you don't have Mitchell, which are 2 big names who are going to be very competitive.
Well,
you don't have Cody Chittum on this list either.
Well, he has Jason Krazer on there.
Yeah.
So ranked him.
Well, Chittum wouldn't be ranked because.
Yeah, but we can still put him in. I know where I'm putting freaking Meyer Shapiro. He's not ranked.
I'm putting Mitchell in.
No, hold on. Now hold on. You can wear the shirt all you want. I grill you all the time. What weight's he going? Is he wrestling this year? See, you don't know nothing. So
I got a plan. Kale, I got a plan. I'm going to put him on 157 because I think that's what weight he should be. So that's where I'm going to put him today.
Okay. Do you have any indication whatsoever that that's their intent? Because it sounds like that's what Levi Haynes wants to do.
I have zero plan. I have zero idea. Man, Voinovich was rough last year too. I just looked at his record. I think we go that small tier 3 before we get on to. I threw Chittum in because I thought Chittum maybe could be 49. I don't think Mitchell or Meyer are. Or I know Mitchell's not. Absolutely not. Meyer, I don't think so. But Chittum, I think he could be a 49 pounder.
Meyer for sure is going 57. That's established from the staff.
And Chittum?
Yeah. Chittum, I think he could be. I think he's going to be the guy at 57 for Iowa State.
Okay.
That is my belief.
Right?
I believe that's what Dresser said. Dresser did a whole thing like a month or two ago where he talked about the lineup, and that's what he said.
Dresser's a big plan discloser, not a plan hider. You kind of get to know his plans a little bit. But yeah,
I just don't see the when coaches hide their plans. It's just like, what is the benefit to this?
Yeah, how much element of surprise can you get in a 6-month season?
Correct. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's strange.
It's not like you're in October and you're like, well, I'm going to train for one guy in October. Like, come on.
Yes. So, all right, 49. Is there anyone you could see? All right, making a jump. We have Sidursky ranked 16th, which
I actually
is probably right, but I feel like
I don't think Colin's wrestling. I think Colin's doing an Olympic red shirt. Am I making that up, or did I hear that from my brother?
Can you take Olympic red shirts for any nation?
Oh, he routes for Italy at the Worlds.
I know that, but I'm like, I thought
generally goes through USA Wrestling.
Yeah, I thought it was like a USA Wrestling comes up with the process, not the Italian Federation or whatever it's called.
I don't know.
I don't know how
USA Wrestling can work with the NCAA. I would assume that every country could work with the USA.
With the
I'm sorry, the NCAA.
Yeah, possibly.
USOC, IOC, USOC.
Well, it wouldn't be the USOC.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the United States Olympic Committee. It would be the
IOC.
Knowing what I know about the Italian Federation, this is a group that's heavily invested in the sport of wrestling. So I'm sure they have a process and a plan around this.
You know who they recruited from Italy, right? They recruited Ben Honus also.
Ben Honus Green Ellis, yes.
They're seriously invested.
They're big time into it.
Honus got like bronze at Europeans this year.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That is notable.
Another bronzed Italian. That's great. Okay. Any other 149 thoughts? Are there any? I've been trying to ask this. Like, are there any freshmen?
Cannon Webster, maybe he's a 141, 149 guy. I would assume he'll redshirt, but I'm pretty high on Webster.
I like him.
And at Illinois, he's definitely a guy who could come into the lineup, I think.
I got to assume redshirt. Who is Oklahoma Oklahoma State gonna wrestle Jordan Williams this way? And do you think he can be effective?
I don't know. I'm a wait and see with Jordan at this point.
I feel the same way.
Not been the best off season. I'll just leave it at that.
They have McDougald still at 149. So.
Well, that's Oklahoma.
Not same school.
That's right.
Okay.
They're maroon.
They are big rivals, in fact.
Yeah, it's like Bedlam or something.
Bedlam. Yeah, it's Bedlam. Okay, so that's 49. Man, I don't know what this weight. Who's going to win this weight class? Gun to your head, man. I'm not making a prediction.
Ridge or Austin Gomez.
Oh, 2 winners. That'll be interesting.
I said or. All right, fine, Ridge. Ridge more likely.
So, how much... But the one name you didn't say that I thought you might is Shane. Is it because he only had really the one tournament, or do you just view Ridge as being that far?
I guess I don't say I feel super strongly about it. And if Shane won, I definitely wouldn't do a taser bet on it. Yeah, he wasn't great. He wasn't great all year, and then even the first match at NCAAs before he got on a heater, he went down big to was it Graham Rooks?
Miller.
No,
Miller.
It was the Maryland kid.
Yeah, Miller.
Ethan Miller. He went down big to him. So I just think there may be a few liabilities there especially on bottom, and that's where Ridge really excels.
That's a very, very good point.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Hey, Kevin Sir in the chat says Austin Gomez can't wrestle this year because he missed his deadline for his medical hardship application.
Really?
Which he would have needed to wrestle.
What if he did it secretly and Kevin Sir just doesn't know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Kevin Sir also made a good point after the show.
Saw that
last week in the Facebook chat. He must have been behind, but he mentioned, and this is off the tiers topic, but Yanni would have been on Sebastian Rivera's side of the bracket if he would have made the team. So we were talking a lot about how Yanni would have performed the same as Nick Lee at this, but he would have been on the undeniably easier side of the bracket.
Yeah.
at the World Championships.
And I think that is a very fair point that I'm glad he brought up. But I would also say, how would Nick Lee do on that side? Maybe he would have gone on a run as well. Because
I was thinking though, if I don't know, because they seed 1 through 8 now, correct?
Yeah.
So if you put Yanni at 2 and then Sebastian goes to 3, does that move like that would move right the 4 and the 5 would become the 6, so the 6 would go on the bottom, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like it would move some people around. It would have moved around anyone else really tough.
Yeah, good point. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't want to dive into it that much.
Yeah, but the 2 spot was a whole bunch easier.
Yes, way easier.
And Gomez,
I don't see anyone else at 49 coming in to this. I was thinking about Kasich's really tough, but I got to assume he's not starting given the Penn State lineup.
He would also probably be 57, right? Because he was 70 kg at.
No, he wrestled 65.
He wrestled 65.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, 65.
Yes, and I do think there's a good chance we see him in some of those Penn State guys this year, because I know a good chunk of them are going to be wrestling at Senior Nationals in December. So while we might not see them at the end of the year, I think we'll see a lot of those guys at least first half of the season using their 5 events.
Yeah,
true.
And I know nothing, but I wouldn't be shocked to see Mitchell Olympic redshirt either as an option.
Oh wow, and he's still tier 1.
But if he wrestled, I said Austin Gomez could win also.
Austin Gomez.
He didn't even file his medical hardship. We're gonna do some late work there.
Yeah. One candidate that I thought maybe coming into this year would be interesting at 49, but he's too big now, is Bo Mantanona. But he's like a 57-65. He's kind of growing, which is exciting too, because 57 looks like a really fun weight. And let's get to it. 150.